Funny if like they had a postseason tournament where they're like, since we have so many Bulldog names, like we need to narrow it down to one. So whoever wins gets to keep their name. You'd see the best basketball of your life. There's going to be some crazy shit. People are going to bet Eastern Washington, they lose by 10. And people are going to be like, oh my God, this team sucks. Or like Montana State blows a game and people are like, what the Big Sky's trash.
I feel like I just can't take you seriously. And at the same
program.
time, yeah, it's like I simultaneously can't take you seriously and I'm extremely interested in everything that you have to say.
That's good. That's what we need out of this stream, okay? Is that like inertia or something? There's like a...
Well, I mean, like, moving water requires colder energy to freeze. I can go call my mom. My mom literally lives on a river in Wisconsin.
What do we call that? Boots on
ground. Yeah. Okay, so you've got your mom's house on the under, and you've got life savings on UNLV. What else? What else can we wager? Future kids college fund. I mean, yeah. Well, so we're gonna double up, right? So we're gonna parlay the house and the life savings, and then we're gonna roll that through on something.
Told you we always been ready. I don't need people that's petty, that weigh on me heavy while I'm being steady. I need a record with Felly. We get it bouncing like Betty's, I feel like I'm Nelly. Don't bring the beef like a deli, it's leave on levy. No sleeping on me like I'm Freddy. Chris Breeze, how I do, hit him with the moves. Left hand step back, ballin' like I'm Coos. All faith, God's plan, you just gotta choose. God slaps, nothing left to prove. Y'all gotta leave me alone. Lately I've been in my zone. Told them no cap like I fitted, but lately the flows have been straight off the dome. I feel like I'm MVP, like my name Patty Mahomes. If it ain't about money, don't hit on my phone, cause lately I've been in my zone.
Hello, welcome to the Catwise Show, hosted by Ben Carey and Nick Gronerad, combining expert human opinions with cutting-edge simulation models to help you arrive at the best picks each week. Inside Edge Community. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's stream. It is Friday morning, and that means we have the submissions for the Week 8 NFL Pikkit contest. If anybody has anything you want to come on stream and pitch, there's the link. I'm sitting here thinking, nobody's in queue. Maybe, Nick, that's because you didn't post the link in the chat. How is anyone supposed to hop in the queue if they don't have the link? So the link is there if you want to hop on, if you want to pitch a play, if you want to just talk, you want to chat, feel free to hop in. For anybody who is unaware of what's going on, every single week we run a little handicapping contest. $50 prize for the best card every week. $500 prize for the best card cumulatively over the entire season. So you're saying, I want to win $50. I want to win $500. How do I enter? It's easy. Step 1, download the Pikkit app. It's in the App Store. I'm sure it's on Android. Sign up using referral code CW so they know that we sent you. That's step 1. You can follow Ben there, follow me there, follow everybody that you know and love on Twitter there. Best place to track your bets. Step number 2, sync your books. Step number 3, choose 5 plays that you're on this week. Step number 4, post those plays via the Pikkit app in either our Discord or on the Twitter thread on the Capwise account. Every play tracked as 1 unit. It doesn't matter how much or how little you bet on each game. Doesn't matter how you have them tracked. We're going to count everything as a 1 unit wager with 2 exceptions. One exception, if you come on stream and you pitch a play, you say, hey, what's up, Nick? This is my favorite bet this week, and this is why it's going to hit. If it hits, we'll count it as an additional half unit wagered. Just incentivize people to hop on the stream, but don't want to penalize people for we don't want to disincentivize people from hopping on the stream by penalizing them if their play misses. If you're helping us, providing us with some content, then we will not penalize you for that. The second way, the best way to increase your units is with the Pikkit twist. Every single week, we've got a little twist. We want to get people in the lab looking at different stuff. We don't want the same old every single week. If you submit a Pikkit twist play and it hits, it's an additional 1 unit wager. This week's Pikkit twist is interception prop. So we want any quarterback, over, under, and interception, or over, under 1.5 interceptions. If you're feeling a little frisky, feel free. But that is what we're looking for as the Pikkit twist this week. And again, there is the link. If anybody wants to hop on, please do so. Queue is empty. Everyone's welcome to hop on. If the queue remains empty, see, Heisenberg wants the link, so I'm sure he's hopping on soon. I am not going to stick around for like an hour today if no one's hopping on. So if you're planning on hopping on the stream, at least let me know that you're hopping on. We've got a lot of college basketball stuff to be doing, which is exciting, isn't it? It's exciting. College basketball. We're like 10, 11 days away. I need to actually hold on. Pick 6, I think, was asking yesterday. NFL Sims up. I didn't have time this morning to get the props ready, but the Sims are going up. The games right now. So those should be up. Also, Hovey says, Nick, Josh Allen 3+ TDs was the only thing to sell me on a plus 5,000 parlay. Well, maybe if you weren't so greedy and you just took his regular touchdown line. You would have cashed a plus 2,000 parlay, but that sucks. I hate that. Did he have 1 or did he have 2? I think he had 2, right? Hoodie's kind of steez. I know. I this is the only item of camo that I own, but I actually kind of fuck with it. It's a brewery that my parents and I like, and they just at one point randomly got me a sweatshirt. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. All right, so we got goats in queue. Heisenberg.
How's it going?
How we doing?
Thank you for Trey Palmer last night, even though I fucked up and took his live under.
Oh, oops.
But it hit, and you got your over.
Oh, you took... Okay, so you got in, like, after the first play of the game?
Yeah, so I had hockey last night, wasn't watching anything, and I took Kincaid at, like, 30.5. And then I seen Bez's message about, oh, fuck, Kincaid's not even in the slot, like, they're using him wrong, and then he cashed, and then I misread your play about Palmer, and I took his live under, and I'm like, oh, shit, so I'm sweating that out the entire night, because Tampa Bay's throwing, and they're getting bailed out on 4th down, and way too sweaty.
Yeah, I was literally joking with Trey Palmer. He had, like, 15 yards on the first play from scrimmage of the game.
Yeah, I fired up his under, like, right after that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, now he's going to get hooked. And then he had another catch on, like, that same drive, but it was for 0 yards. And then it took until, like, late in the 4th quarter. But I'm happy that we were able to, I guess, get that middle where my overcashed, you're undercashed. Love that.
Apparently it just takes 65 sub-bangs to get you guys back on track with NFL Prep, so congrats.
Yeah. And again, thank you for all of that. That was wild. You are too kind.
Was happy to give back, but we're gonna go with TJ Hawkinson over receptions. So basically, I'm high on the Vikings this week. I don't like Green Bay at all, but Green Bay has allowed 30 targets the last 4 weeks to tight ends. And since Justin Jefferson's been out, TJ Hawkinson has been Kirk Cousins' favorite target. So I just think it's a really great spot for him to get some receptions. I'll also be on his yards and probably either Addison or KJ Osborne. But Hawkinson over receptions is my favorite play of the week.
I like it. What number did you grab that at?
5. I'm up to 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he should be super heavily involved in that passing game.
So, I mean, he had 9 or 10 catches last game. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets as many targets again as last week.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm slightly worried that Minnesota gets out to a big lead and don't use him as much, but with the line being as close as it is, and it being a divisional game, I really don't see a blowout one way or another.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be.
What's that line at now? I locked them in at 2.5 earlier in the week.
It's looking like Vikings -1.5 right now.
Okay, so it's still right around a 1.5, just the other way.
Yeah, let me make sure that's still correct. Yeah, I'm showing. Yeah, Vikings -1.5. There's 2 on PointsBet, but basically like -1.5, -110, -115, basically everywhere.
Okay.
I like it.
But yep, Hawkinson, I gotta run. I gotta go into the hospital here for a biopsy test. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully everything goes well.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Talk to you guys later.
Yep. See ya. All right. There we go. TJ Hawkinson. I love it. I really don't think you can go wrong with different guys in the passing game for the Vikings. Whether it's Hawkinson, whether it's Addison, whether it's Osborne, even if it's Madison in the passing game, I don't hate it at all. Crispy says over rushing yards for Madison. Packers refuse to try and stop the run. Yeah. It's interesting, right? Because you have like stoppable force against movable object. Madison is like not a good running back. It almost reminds me of the matchup that Rachaad White had yesterday, where I mean he was having a reasonable amount of success, nothing crazy, but against the Bills' run defense that allows like 5 yards per carry to running backs, and he just goes out there and they throw the ball 42 times, and Rachaad White has like a kind of efficient 9 carries. I kind of feel like Madison can end up in the same spot as that. Also, pick 6 with a very underrated comment about Heisenberg's hat. I was kind of thinking the same thing. That was bold of him, wearing a Michigan hat right now. In this economy, come on. But yeah, that sign just stole my play. That sign just stole, or that hat just stole your play. That hat just stole my sides. All right. So anybody else planning on hopping in the queue? Are we finally going to see Carly? Are we going to see Carly? Slow says go blue. There's like a disproportionate number of Michigan fans in this stream. It's wild. I get it. Michigan's a popular team, but there's a lot of Michigan people. Also, still a little roll call. I said we had some people earlier. Crispy was saying, I'm unhappy with my performance recently, around 30 units down. What are you what are you betting on? Because I know you were saying that on the hockey stream that we did earlier this week too. What is up, Mike? How's it going? What's up, Carly? Yeah, use code iCarly when you download the Pikkit app. Absolutely. Pick 6 says basically give out 4 plays to go 1 and 4 every week. Yep. That's the way it goes. What's up, Hovey? What is up? NYC says, give me Burrow. Over half an interception against that D, plus he's at 80% throwing one. Yeah, it kind of feels like I guess a little bit like the Josh Allen play that I was on yesterday, where it's just like he's throwing the ball a lot. He's throwing picks. It's just a volume play. I'm totally down for that. Oh, you're born and raised there? So was like half the chat. Half of the stream here was born and raised in Michigan, it feels like. Which is great. I was just up, I guess not super close to Michigan, but I was up in Wisconsin. Closer to Minnesota. All right. Anybody else planning on hopping in the queue? Queue is empty. On my way to steal signs, steal plays, steal girls, steal wives. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way it goes. You just like walk up to a married couple, and you say like, "Hey, can I have your wife?" And you're wearing a Michigan hat, so you just can't say no. And now it's your wife. That's crazy. That's how it goes. So he says, now live in Indiana. Got to deal with these Notre Dame and Indiana fans? Yep. You know what's funny? So I was reading something on the college basketball subreddit, and they were saying there's a question like who is the most annoying fan base in your state? And everybody from Indiana was saying that the worst basketball fans are Indiana Hoosiers fans, and the worst football fans are Notre Dame football fans. And the thing that was especially the worst is that they're both the same people. Just bandwagoning Notre Dame football, Indiana basketball, and completely insufferable about both. Chris, lots of different sports, mostly college football, NFL, playoff baseball, and hockey. Is there like college football piss? NFL's tough. Football in general it's a tough sport to bet on. It's a very tough sport to bet on. I also playoff baseball. I'm gonna be completely honest. There's one exception to what I'm about to say, which is March Madness. I hate, like with a burning passion, I hate betting on playoff sports. I'm terrible at betting on playoff sports. Because so much of it that goes into it is like the emotions and the narratives and like, oh, they're playing for this, they're playing for that, but they're all kind of playing for the same thing because it's the playoffs. But like, there's just like so much more subjective stuff like that goes into betting on sports in the postseason, and it just doesn't mesh with how I am the most successful at betting, which is just more data-driven type stuff. I do not like betting on postseason sports aside from March Madness, and I get like the Super Bowl is fun to bet on, but it's like more for the weird shit. But yeah, zero confidence in any bet. Honestly, Crispy, what I would say is if you're feeling unconfident in the bets, and this goes for anybody at any time, whether it's now, whether it's later, it's fine. Just take some time off. We don't need to be placing 155 bets in 30 days if we're not feeling confident. It is A-okay to go out there and take a week off. Just go watch the World Series as a fan. Although I guess as a Brewers fan, there's maybe not a whole lot that's super interesting about the World Series. But yeah, just take a week off, get mentally ready for college basketball starting up in about a week and a half. Has anybody been in the lab yet for college basketball? I would love to know teams that you guys are looking out for. I need to. So you guys remember the almanac that I had last year? I need to. I'm probably going to do that later today. Actually, I need to purchase that again. That was a massive W resource. But yeah, it is time to get in the lab for college basketball. I think that like the first couple of weeks of college basketball, it is going to print coin. Just inefficient markets that haven't properly adjusted to transfers and coaching changes and stylistic changes, especially. Like I think it's going to be a lot of totals that are going to be good bets. Just under like by having knowledge of systems that coaches have implemented via in coaching changes. But it's crazy with the transfer portal. It's like teams just have like 100% roster turnover, and it's like how like. It's crazy. It's like college football, but on steroids. Like in college football, it's like every team is Colorado. I mean, it's not that extreme, and there's not a lot of Deons out there. But it's gonna be crazy. Are we doing a guide before March Madness like we did for NFL? Yeah, we're doing a guide for March Madness like we've done the last 3 March Madnesses. Yeah. There's not going to be a preseason guide. That is way too much for college basketball. I will defer to the almanac as my go-to preseason resource. Let me actually go find a link for that. Um, okay, here's the link to their website. And there's like a link to purchase it. Hashtag not an ad. This is just a group of people whose content I have enjoyed for years. They did the almanac for the first time last year, and I bought it, and it was honestly a massive help. If any of them happen to be watching, talk to me. We can do a little sponsorship thing. Thought you were gonna drop a link for the normal almanac. Yeah. So yeah, it's actually the Farmer's Almanac. March Madness God kept me on a piss when I was in Vegas with my buddy giving me shit F1 bets. You know what was crazy about the March Madness guide is so the kind of, I guess, air quotes meme thing that we did was the wagon rating. And the wagon rating turned out to be like the most predictive thing. It's like every team that had a high wagon rating went far, and every team that had a low wagon rating just like left the tournament early. It was actually kind of crazy. Meme thing. Oh, it's like not a meme thing, but it was literally just like Twitter polls. Just like, is this team a wagon or not? And then people's aggregating the responses to that was like super useful in predicting the actual outcomes. Like who are the big sleeper teams? Like, right? I mean, I don't know what St. Peter's got in the wagon rating, but like FAU was one of the biggest wagons. San Diego State was one of the biggest wagons. Teams that got upset early, like I think Purdue's wagon rating was super low. It was a ton of stuff. It was kind of cool. So looking forward to doing that again. But yeah, college basketball gearing up. Hey, yeah, anybody got any college basketball teams that you're looking out for? I have one. Again, I've done next to no research so far. Gonna be doing a lot coming up. But so my like favorite sleeper team the last couple of years, as I'm sure many of you remember, many of you might not remember or might have not ever known, but was Kennesaw State. Just a big fan of what they had been doing as a program. And then they almost beat Xavier in the first round of the tourney. But their coach and a bunch of their players are all at South Florida now. So South Florida is a team that I have my eye on. Again, though, need to take a look at exactly how the rest of that roster looks, how the rest of the conference looks. And year one at a new spot might be a little rough. But that's a team that I'm excited to watch, at least at the start of the year. Carly, yeah, Marist, sure. Also, UConn. A lot of hype about UConn this year. So it says, I think Michigan State's going to be cracked, coming from a Michigan fan. Yeah, Michigan State looks really good this year. Stoley says FAU will be in the mix again. Yeah, I don't think FAU lost that many players. Everyone was like, we want to be back. We want to do it again. Let's go. And I honestly, I love that. Who else is interesting? I mean, as a JMU alum and fan, I'm really excited for that team this year. I would love to see JMU in the tourney again, especially with their football team. Also Stooley, Kennesaw's going to be ass. I mean, they're not going to be ass, but it's a completely different team. Like their coach is gone. Their best several players are all gone. They're all at South Florida. So South Florida is Kennesaw State. But yeah, JMU looks really good. They won the preseason Sun Belt poll. Just a super exciting team to watch. It's a great time to be a JMU sports fan. Football team is killing it. Football team is ranked again, by the way. Number 25, JMU. Let's go. That's big. Even though they can't make a bowl game this year. And then the basketball team looks good as shit, too. JMU does a good job at their sports. It's like culturally, all of the students care. And Stooley, you're completely right. You're thinking of Kennesaw. Or I mean, you might be thinking of Kennesaw. Because I've been in love with that Kennesaw State program for the last couple of years. But and I'm still in love with like the people behind that, like the coach and the players. But they're just at South Florida now. It's like so many transfers. It's hard to keep track of. All right. So, again, if anybody wants to hop on and give a pitch for this week's contest, the link is in the queue. Or link is in the chat. I'll stick around probably for another 15 minutes or 10 minutes maybe if nobody's on. But we'll see. Also, yeah, Lemoyne. Gonna be great in the neck. Little another Syracuse team coming up. So we're what? I guess we're net even on teams this year. Lemoyne moved up. Oh no, we're minus one team overall this year. Because Lemoyne moved up, Hartford dropped down to D3, and then St. Francis, New York completely got rid of their entire athletic department. Which is kind of crazy. How do you just get rid of your entire athletic department? That's wild. Do I have a favorite college play this weekend? No, I do not. I have not looked at college football at all. Ben will be live tomorrow morning, I'm sure, with some college basketball, some college football stuff. But I did a little bit of college football earlier in the year, but I don't follow it closely enough to have consistent stuff. Also, yeah, Hartford's AD deserves prison time. Yeah, I mean, so it's complicated, right? On the one hand, obviously, I work in sports betting. This is my full-time job. I love sports. I love college sports. I want there to be as many sports and sports teams and sports fans and everything related to that as possible. At the same time, I do acknowledge the fact that ultimately, the university has to make money. And if the athletic department is just hemorrhaging money and it's not creating money in other ways for the school, maybe it's just not a smart idea. So it's complicated. It's tough. I don't know enough specifics about the Hartford situation to say whether okay, yeah, fuck him, or yeah, it was the right call, or anything in between. But yeah, moving down to D3 is a yikes. Yeah, AD wasn't even sending a trainer for... How are you an athletic director that doesn't care about athletics? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe. It doesn't make any sense. Who's going to be the worst team in college basketball this year? I'm pulling up KenPom right now. So KenPom, top 5. Purdue, Kansas, Houston, UConn, Gonzaga. Feels pretty good. Purdue needs to prove that they can do it in the tourney, though. I was just up with my mom and my stepdad for a week in Wisconsin. My stepdad went to Purdue. He's a big Purdue fan. Very excited about the team this year. Which I guess is not so surprising considering they're number 1 preseason in KenPom. They're in they were what, second or third in the regular whatchamacallit, the AP poll. I mean, Zach Edey is just unreal. He's a cheat code. They just need more consistent guard play. And I think that they'll get better guard play this year. As some of the players grow up, like Fletcher Lawyer should be better in year 2. Like just imagine if they had Jaden Ivey last year. They need somebody to like step up like that with experienced Zach Edey, and not like freshman Zach Edey. But it's a team that like definitely has a reputation at this point of choking in March. That is for damn sure. So what's interesting is KenPom has IUPUI number 320 out of 362 heading into the season. So I guess there's some level of returning production, and they got like a little bit better as the season went on. They definitely weren't like for sure worst team in the country last year. Like 2 years ago, IUPUI was like 100% worst team in the country. Last year, it was like Long Island, like bona fide for sure 100% worst team in the country, and they should be better this year. But I remember, and this was like big shout out to the Almanac for this last year. Hashtag not mad. They were like, yeah, this Long Island team has rotation players who were playing like, who averaged 2 points a game in JUCO last year. Like that's how desperate they were. But they should be a lot better. Their head coach, I believe. Let me double check this to make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Is who is it? Oh yeah, it's Rod Strickland, former NBA player, but he was like hired super late in the process, and they just like lost other players, and there was nobody available to even bring in, so they were like atrocious last year. Should be better this year. So the worst team in the league preseason in KenPom is Mississippi Valley State, which is not surprising. That's been a pretty historically terrible program. Lemoyne is second worst. Yeah, and so like, I think you're right. This last year is IUPUI. It's just a weird situation. It's Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis. Like, I guess it's the same as Purdue Fort Wayne, because they used to be Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne. They were IPFW, and now they're just PFW. Bart Torvik has VMI last. Yeah, KenPom has them 349, and it's really splitting hairs at the bottom right now. It's like so hard to measure like exactly how much they've lost, how much of like their returning production is guys that you don't really actually want back. Scrunch says went to high school with Strickland. That's cool. Yeah, what if IUPUI made the NCAA tournament this year? Also, I feel like, again, I need to do a little research. I feel like IUPUI, if they're going to be not absolutely atrocious this year, probably a team that might have some value betting on them earlier in the year. Because so many people think of them as like this absolute dog shit program, which they kind of have been. But their head coach actually seems like a pretty good coach. He was I forget what his name is, but he was like a big time Indianapolis area high school coach that they brought on. So I think they should start recruiting a little bit better. I mean, they're not going to beat out like Indiana and Purdue and Notre Dame for like top end Indianapolis area recruits, but as far as that second tier goes, I mean, they might start winning some of them over like MAC schools. Yeah, no, yeah, the Twitter walk-on tryouts 2 years ago, that was brutal. It was like embarrassing. And it played games with like 8 players. Stoley says you'll get good money backing Lemoyne, IMO, experienced vets, and a winning culture. Yeah, I mean we'll see. It'll be interesting. Also, do you know how much of that Lemoyne team actually is playing with them this year? Versus like different coach, different players, that kind of thing. Because I think a lot of the teams making that transition have been kind of all over the place with that. There was who was it last year? Queens. I guess they like had like their coach and a bunch of their best players from D2, and they were like not great, but they were like definitely good enough for D1. And then there's other teams who like the coach leaves, some of the players leave, it's a new program, but like we're doing the move anyways, and then they just are bad. Yeah, pulling up their basketball roster right now. Their coach's name is Nate Champion. So Pick 6 is going to jump in, finishing corp stuff. All right. Is anybody else planning on hopping on? If not, we'll probably wrap up after Pick 6 comes on. That's a kind of sick name. Nate Champion. Literally born a winner. Their assistant coach is named Ben Swank. Got Swank and Champion. That's kind of awesome. Can't lie. I'm a fan. Dolphins for life. Who else we got? Yeah, it should be an interesting college basketball season. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Also, the plan is probably to bring back daily streams for college basketball. I don't know if it's going to be like literally every single day. Probably schedule like 1 or 2 off days a week. But the plan is going to be to be live almost every day for college basketball stuff. Pick 6, do you have an ETA? Oh, ETA is right now. Right on cue. There he is.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Let's go. How's it going?
Good. I've been doing pretty well, having parlays and stuff save my week, which is the exact opposite of how it normally goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I will take that when the normal stuff isn't working. So
yeah, you take it when you can get it, right? It's always weird when it works like that, because a lot of people when they do parlays is like, oh, let me take all my favorite straight bets and put them into the parlay. But if you're building like a parlay and the parlay's hitting and the straight bets aren't hitting, then it's like your parlay's got different stuff in it, but it works.
No, I'm almost never putting a play that's in a parlay as a straight bet too. Very, very rarely, except for the 49ers on Monday Night Football, and that worked out just fantastic.
Yeah, that was great, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was
They definitely won that game.
straight cake. Yeah. Oh yeah, I had spread in a parlay, money line in a parlay, straight. Yeah, no, nothing. And
No,
that's why I don't normally do that, because that's exactly how it works out. When you're that confident, no, it's never going to work out.
yeah, no, I feel the exact same way. It's like, oh, I really, really like this play. Let me overexpose myself to it.
Yeah, no,
All right, so what do we got this week?
never works out. All right, this week I come on and pitch a dog every time. All my plays are always dogs, but this week it's going to be a little different. One of the biggest favorites on the board, the Miami Dolphins. So I wish I would have jumped in when the Tyreek Hill news looked a little less favorable to them, because you were getting an 8.5. I don't know if it ever jumped down to 7.5, but I know there was better than 9.5 out there.
Yeah, I'm taking a look right now.
Now that he has kind of said that, it was basically veteran rest type day. He's going to be back out there. Line's back at 9.5. I think the biggest thing for me with this is we have Mac Jones as a dog. Just has traditionally been pretty bad. And what did you see last week? Then come and beat a team that they're not better than outright. Is that going to happen 2 weeks in a row? Is Mac Jones all of a sudden Tom Brady? Did he take all his powers NBA Jam or Space Jam style? I don't think so.
Maybe Tom Brady came out of retirement secretly and he's like cosplaying as Mac Jones.
Yeah, he just has a Mac Jones jersey on, running out there. That could be it, or it could be that they're in for a bad time this weekend.
Yeah, we need to make sure that we can like give Tom Brady an alibi.
That's right.
When the Pats are playing.
Yeah. Do we have eyes on Tom Brady when this game is going on?
You should start that conspiracy theory on Twitter if the Patriots win again.
That's a good idea, because I mean, I've definitely seen them in the same room. Actually, I can't
oh yeah, no, they were like on the same team.
But yeah,
I guess they weren't on the same team, but they've probably been in the same room before.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they weren't on the same team,
and they've been on this. Yeah, they've been on the same football field before.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the Dolphins got a little bit embarrassed, right? All the talk of they can't beat good teams, and they go out there, lose to Philadelphia, somewhat controversially, depending on who you ask, mostly Miami fans. But I think there is two teams going in opposite directions right now is what it looks like. But I think in reality, both of those are kind of blips in the radar. These teams are different than what they showed last week, and you're going to get a lot of overreaction to that. I think this would be over 10 if those results last week were flipped.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the NFL is like the classic sport because there's just so few games. Everybody overreacts to everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things that's tough with football, because it's like, well, if they played this game 100 times, what would happen? All the players would die. That's what would happen if you played this game 100 times. You can't do it with football.
Great day to be a practice squad player.
Right.
Gonna get called up any minute.
Yeah. So I think there's probably gonna be some moments where this gets sweaty, but I expect the Dolphins to be pulled away pretty early.
Yeah, it feels like a good bounce back spot for them.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
So I don't know if anybody else joined in queue or not.
No, there's nobody in queue right now.
So I wanted to talk to you and get some of your thoughts on CLV
Uh-huh.
and what it means and how I view it, especially in the NFL. So
So how do you view it in the NFL?
so especially in the NFL, CLV like percent CLV seems to be the way people always want to measure it, but a 1 point move at 7 is actually worth more than a 1 point move at 5
Yeah,
in the NFL.
I think that when people do percent CLV, that's I would imagine that's factored in. Because like what's
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
units of measurement on percent CLV?
So from what I've seen people talking about it is just like it's I think they apply it more to like a total where, if you have a super low total, moving 1 point is more impactful than on a super high total.
Yeah.
But they seem to try and apply it to spreads as well. If you gain a point on it and maybe in basketball or something that might be true. Right? A point when you're a 17-point favorite and a 1 point favorite are different. But in the NFL, I think it's a little bit, or in college football, when you have key numbers like 3 and 7,
Yeah, absolutely.
that it means a lot more to move that 1 point through a key number than it does through some of those middle numbers that aren't as important.
Yeah. So I guess if you have like percent CLV, it's measuring like an increase in I guess like just like the percentage chance of the team covering the game. It's actually I never thought about that. Like what is the units of measurement on that?
Yeah,
It's,
so
it's an important thing to know, I guess.
yeah, it's a little bit more clear on like a money line,
Yeah.
right? But uh, on something like a spread in football, I think that kind of messes with that a little bit,
Yeah.
and also in something like spread, it's a lot different because CLV only matters when the book gets middled, right? That's technically what that means. If the book got middled, open to close, then your CLV is what won you the bet.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
So that's not a huge percentage.
yeah, I have mixed feelings about CLV. I mean, like objectively speaking, it's just better to have CLV than not have CLV,
Right.
and you're gonna
Because
win more. But like at the
it's
end
some
of the day,
percentage better, right?
yeah, it's just all about like you have a number available to you at this moment, and then either A, the best time you see value on it, and the best time to bet it is now, or B, you don't see value on it, and you don't bet it, and then if it moves, maybe you'll see value on it later. Or number 3, maybe you see value on it, but you expect it to move in your favor, and you bet on it now, and it's better to just know that it's going to move.
Yeah.
But
No,
like,
getting the best number never hurts, right?
yeah, but like
You don't lose
CLV in and of
bets because
itself
of CLV.
doesn't win or lose bets.
Right. Well, not very often.
Not very often.
But if you can get 1% more bets won, right? If you can move from hitting 52 to 53% of your bets on minus 110, you just went from not profitable to profitable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that 1% definitely makes a difference, but it's also not the only thing. I think a lot of that also gets caught up with the fact that CLV also usually implies steam, and that there is something moving a line in a certain direction, and that has impact too, right? Because if the line moves from 3 to 7, and then they win by 14, yeah, the CLV didn't matter, but it was definitely a good indicator of what the right side in that game was.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got somebody else just popped in the queue.
All right.
So I've got to go. I got to bring Ahan on. But thank you,
All
Pick
right.
Six, for coming on.
Yeah,
let's go
thanks.
Dolphins this week. It's always fuck the
let's go
Patriots.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Yep. All right. See ya.
Thanks.
What's up,
Ahan.
Nick?
Good morning.
Good morning. Haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was not here. I was getting last week. I was in Wisconsin.
Ah,
I was visiting
Wisconsin.
my mom, and then the week before I was getting ready to go to Wisconsin.
nice.
But we're
and I was
back.
not here. I was not here on stream a couple weeks ago, so it's been 3 weeks. So, anyway, today so the Pikkit twist. I never saw a graphic for it. Can I get clarification on what it is?
It's a quarterback interception prop.
Okay, so that's not what I heard. That makes much more sense.
What
Got
did you hear?
it. That it's a 19.5 receiving yards line.
Yeah, we
over or under.
were. Hold on. Who did you hear that from?
Your like the account, so probably Ben.
Because we were
Like
talking.
the Capwise account.
So we need to clarify this because we
Yeah.
were talking about it on stream yesterday, and I think that we decided on the pick prop. We were deliberating between those two options.
Okay.
But if he went and posted the other one,
No, he didn't
Then-
post, so I
Oh.
DM'd. Yeah.
okay, it should be an interception prop.
Got it. That makes my life easier because otherwise I would have needed context. But regardless, today I've got a game line for you, just one game pick that I have conviction in, and it's Packers money line. So I like fading mediocre teams that are coming off, back-to-back wins, especially a primetime win against a great team, and that fits the Vikings here. And I also like backing teams that have a bunch of good players and are playing like absolute dog water, and that fits the Packers here. So the last couple weeks, Jordan Love has been one of the worst quarterbacks in football. He's faced a lot of pressure, and he's been arguably the worst quarterback this season under pressure among like anybody who has stepped foot on a field. Minnesota doesn't pressure the quarterback as much. Should see an easier matchup here. And also on the defensive end, Jair Alexander is coming back. So without Justin Jefferson, life isn't as easy for Kirk Cousins. So with Jair Alexander back, I think they should have issues. So I'm fine getting the underdog value here on the Packers at home. They've been great against the spread in the Matt LaFleur era at home. I know Aaron Rodgers was involved with that, but that's accounted for in the line. So take the Packers at plus money.
Yeah, coming at like plus 110-ish right now.
Yeah, that's where I got it at.
Okay, nice. I have mixed feelings about this game. 'Cause I kind of like on the one hand agree. I'm not like rushing to the sportsbook to try and back Minnesota. I'm also not rushing to the sportsbook and try and back Green Bay.
That's fair.
But I mean, in that situation, I mean, you plus money team at home.
Yeah.
Just like feels like, I guess, the better side to be on.
And it feels like this slate is slightly uglier than last week, which is weird to say because we had more games last week. But last week I had a few options and I went with the Bears, and turns out that was a good choice. But this week it feels like this is the only game I have conviction on. Like I'm taking the Lions in Survivor, and I don't have conviction in that. Like I don't know, it's a weird slate.
It's a very weird slate. There's like a lot of kind of like coin flippy games. It feels like, and a lot of just massive spreads.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are your thoughts? You said you bet the Bears last week. What are your thoughts on the Bears this week?
They'll probably come back down to earth. I just really wanted to. I just saw that Brian Hoyer was a road favorite by a field goal, and I was like, "There's a button that needs to be pushed, and if it loses, it is what it is, but it needs to be pushed."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
quarterback
Raiders,
upgrade for the Bears.
I mean, if I say that on a public stream, I'll have some DMs, but I don't know. We'll see.
I didn't watch the Bears game last week. So it was,
I did, and
I was like,
Tyson Bagent was like unironically good.
I mean, there was like a lot of talk earlier in the draft cycle about him getting drafted. It's like there was at least a little bit of pedigree there. It's not like he's some random bows that they found off the street. But I am very, very on the record and have been for years, that Justin Fields is just not a good quarterback.
I mean, I think for content wise, it's not good for you to say that in front of me because we're on the same page.
Yeah,
it's better
I
content
feel
when
like
we're on different pages.
it's just like not a controversial opinion anymore. So it's like just it's
Apparently
not
it-
good
I mean-
content. It's like yeah, I think hot take Tom Brady was good. W content.
No, I mean, I think it's just the field stands, who many of which I know, and I constantly bully them about it, but they have like a tree of excuses, and it feels like we've covered each part of this tree. Like we've dug within the roots, we've climbed on top, we've shaved off some of the leaves, and we're running out of real estate. It
Yeah.
is what
So
it is.
where are we? We have the 5 stages of grief with Justin Fields. So step 1 is denial.
Yep.
Denying that Justin Fields is a bad quarterback. I
Yep.
think we might be past that. Step 2 is anger. I don't know if we ever hit anger. Maybe a little bit of anger.
My Ohio State friends have hit anger.
Okay. Step 3, bargaining. Like, oh, maybe if we brought in a wide receiver. So I guess we're past that too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Depression. They could have been in that the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Justin Fields stan, you that's the first thing you got through.
No,
Before you became
if you're like a Justin Fields fan from college, like there's a lot of not depression involved in being an Ohio State football fan.
right.
But being a Chicago Bears fan is just like
Yes.
a lifetime of depression.
Yeah.
And then step 5 is acceptance. And I
Soon.
think we're getting there, where people are
Getting
accepting that Justin Fields is just a bad quarterback.
Yes.
I like applying this just to like sports things.
I'm glad we could converse about the anti-Justin Fields agenda, because I've been alone on that for a couple years, it seems, because the people who don't support Justin Fields are quiet. People who do support Justin Fields are loud.
Who likes Justin Fields? It's 2 people. It's Ohio State fans, and they have every reason to like him.
Right.
And it's fantasy football players who never actually watched a Bears game.
That's true.
Because they're like, oh, look at all these rushing yards. He's basically Lamar Jackson, right? But like, you go watch them play, and Lamar Jackson can throw the ball.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields has no pocket presence and can't throw the ball.
Yeah. I like to play the game of screenshotting all 22 clips.
Oh, of
and
Justin
going
Fields is like wide open.
You'll never
receivers.
guess what happened. You'll never guess what happened on this play. And the Justin Fields fans will literally just not respond to my messages because they know the answer is always take a sack.
It's like staring at a wide open receiver with time to throw. Takes a
Yep.
sack.
Yep. But it's Darnell Mooney, though. He's not actually open. Anyway.
Just throw him the damn ball.
Yeah. Anywho.
Good
seeing you.
Good seeing you as well. Always down to shit talk Justin Fields.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Absolutely. But hope he recovers. Obviously, this is not like, I mean.
Oh yeah, no. I
Yeah.
never wish injury on anybody except for sexual predators and people who hit their wives and kids. They can get
There you
fined.
go. There you go. Well, we could shake on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I hope Justin Fields get better and can go play on the field and can continue to suck on the field. But
Yes. Perfect.
yeah,
Just don't be on my roster, and we're good.
exactly. All right. Have a great weekend, Ahan. Good
Peace,
luck with
mate.
your
Have a
bets.
good weekend. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. W Carly. Like I don't like look, I don't know. I don't understand people who are like, "Oh, yeah, Deshaun Watson, like he's a piece of shit, but he's good at football, so we can he's not even good at football." Or like Tyreek Hill, right? Fuck him. It's like, oh, yeah. I mean he hit his wife, he hit his kid, but he runs fast, so I like him. No, fuck that. I am still bitter from Ray Rice. Ray Rice damaged me forever. He didn't damage me as much as he might have damaged other people, but he damaged me forever. Also, I will say, there's like a couple people, Ray Rice included, who have made mistakes and do. I don't know. They've made, not mistakes. It's not a mistake. That's not a mistake. Who have done extremely shitty things, and seem to have learned from it, and work to make it so that other people don't do that anymore, which is great. I'm also for I'm number one, all about if you're a piece of shit and you do things like that, fuck you. I am also about giving people an opportunity to learn from the things that they've done and move forward and make the world a better place. So that's great. Deshaun Watson doesn't want to play football. No, Deshaun Watson just fucking sucks. That dude sucks. On the field and off the field. But yeah. Anyone else want to hop in queue? We can talk about whatever. We could talk football. We can talk life. If not, I'll give you guys like 2 minutes if anyone's planning on hopping in the next couple of minutes to say so. Otherwise, I'll call the stream. Oh yeah, Watson and the Browns deserve each other, 100%. Can we discuss how Daniel Jones sucks? Yeah, Daniel Jones sucks. I was a big Daniel Jones fan. I feel like last year I got my vindication on my Daniel Jones standing and belief. And now I'm comfortable letting go and saying that Daniel Jones is not him anymore. And how Tyrod Taylor, I've always been a massive Tyrod Taylor fan. Tyrod Taylor is great. I'm a shameless Tyrod truther. There's no shame. There's no shame. What's Pikkit twist? Pikkit twist this week is a quarterback interception prop. Yeah, very, very Browns move. Watson and Hunt can compare notes. Yeah, and Jimmy Haslam could probably get in on the action too. But yeah, no, I mean, Tyrod was drafted by the Ravens. He was started probably a dozen games for the Ravens over his time there. I've always been a Tyrod Taylor apologist. Hey, he's not like a all-pro quarterback, but goes out, gets a job done. He's always been like a very high quality backup who can step in and start half the games if your quarterback gets hurt. Wasn't there something with Tyrod Taylor, and like everywhere he went, the starting quarterback got hurt? Let's go take a look. But I think it was a thing for like a couple of years, where like he was on a different team every year, and then the quarterback got hurt every year. But yeah, all right. Like Pixx pitched the interception prop idea, and then no plan for a play. Yep. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call the stream there. Appreciate everyone for hanging out. Appreciate those of you who popped onto the stream, gave us some plays. Next stream, I believe, will be tomorrow. I don't know 100% if Ben's gonna be live. There's a chance that he'll be like out at a football game instead, but if he's not, he should be streaming for some college football action on Saturday. And then on Sunday, as always, we got the NFL stream. I guess not as always because we didn't do it last week. Sims are up, Larry. Props are going to be up. It's immediately after the stream. I'm going to go in probably like 15 minutes. I've got to do like a couple things to get the file ready. But yeah, games went up right before the stream started, like literally right before. and then I'm gonna get props up immediately after. So yeah, let's get this bread. Good luck with your bets. If I don't see you before they cash out, and yeah, have a great weekend. Have a great Friday, and I will see you later. Oh, Rams Cowboys. Yeah, let me go adjust that. The Rams. I just need to write code to fix this, but their abbreviation is like different in different spaces, so it's like LA and LAR in different spots, and I can't just say like, oh, if it just says LA, change it to LAR, because then the Chargers abbreviation becomes LARK, and then that's fucked too. So the game ID is messed up, but I just need to copy and paste the game ID into the file. So I'll get that done in a second. That should be updated within 30 seconds of the stream ending. Where's Heisenberg? He was on. He's going in for some surgery stuff. He pitched Hawkinson receptions right at the start of the stream. Crispy says, I had a meeting that perfectly eclipsed the stream. W. Yeah, Carly, W code. I'm over here. I'm on stream sometimes, but I'm just typing away. You guys should see my code. Let's see. Let's do a little. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. A little code check. So for MLB, there's just like a list of different functions that do things. I guess this is actually like most of the code for MLB. It's 3,700 lines of code between the process for the sims and the process for setting up the data from the raw data and loading in all the different lineups, loading all the different models and setting everything up. And then a lot of it also, it's probably like 1,000 lines of it at this point, is changing player names. Because it just like, I have to have like a little manual database. Because like every time a player debuts, I have to update it with their handedness. Because the code breaks if a player is not left-handed or right-handed. Because it's like an important thing is, do you have the handedness matchup or not? And then there's like a bunch of lines of code of changing accent marks in players' names. Did build GUI just quit everything? No, it's literally here. I can show without leaking anything really. This is what it looks like. So this is just like it's cropped weird. But this is like changing player names. And then here's setting stuff up. And this is baseball. And there's like all these different models. And then there's like all this different crap. And then there's that. And then creating all the output files and everything. Yeah, it's a good time. So that's the other thing I do, aside from, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's Discord. That's Tyrod Taylor. Where's StreamYard? There's StreamYard. There we go. All that unseeable? No, it's Notepad++ is what I was trying. But I write all the code in R. So yeah, there's that. And then football is not as much, but it's like 2,500 lines of code. That's all the stuff that gets done off stream. It's a good time. And we got college basketball starting up soon too. So I got to whip that out. Actually, that's like the other thing that's on my list of things to do today. Is start working with college basketball. So yeah, little sneak peek at some behind the scenes. But yeah, let me go get the Rams updated and get the props up. So again, thanks everyone. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend.